Hi friends, Namaste. Welcome all of you to my channel. Today I will be talking about the de-dollarization. Is the US dollar losing its dominance? And this is interesting topic. Why I'm saying this one? Because of de-dollarization situation, the overall economic situation, political situation of United States is not now as it used to be, friends. So based on this background, now let's talk about first of all, it's today discussions background. We can say that since the end of World War II, that is September, which date is that September 1st to 1st 1939 to September 2, 1945, the dollar has been the world's most important means of exchange. And even as per the economist bankers, the greenback, which is the United States paper dollars, today still stands as the world's premier currency, no doubt, for trade and finance, and they call it as the global reserve currency. However, its hegemony, which is called as Naikto in Hindi, has come into questions in the recent times, friends, because of one is geopolitical, bhu-rajnitik, and the next one is geostrategic, that is the bhu-rajnitik shift. And consequently, we say that the dollarization has increasingly getting momentum these days as a subjective topic for discussion among investors, corporate, market participants, including policymakers, friends. More broadly, we can say that particularly it's resulted in 2025, which induced the situation of de-dollarizations. And today is the January 31st, 2026, and still the overall geopolitical equation, we can say that it keep on changing. And even you could see this picture also. This is the United States now, and this is the Britain, and this is the China. So we can say that the geopolitical equation has been changed. So it's not easy that the dollar could maintain its dominance in international trade and finance. So that might be the threat to the United States. Here, the Donald Trump, in his second term as a president of United States, he assured that he would make America great again. But that might be the his dream only, friend. That is the part I mean to say that because of his some action against the international law, international trade, finance, and this situation we can say that has been developed. Okay. Now let's talk about what about the BRICS and the de-dollarizations. The BRICS was conceptualized in 2001, held its first official summit on June 16, 2009 in Russia, friends, with the objective of having the collective geopolitical influence and the challenge the Western dominated global governance. Okay, you could see this picture. This is the de-dollarizations, and this is the BRICS. And BRICS, because of BRICS, the overall situation is not common. We can say that, and that is why we say that it induced the de-dollarization. This is simply the US dollar losing its dominance in international trade and finance through local currencies and the digital finance, which is also the objective of BRICS. So that's a reduction. Its dominance in the FX is that is the foreign exchange, volume, commodities trade, diminutions of the liabilities and the share in the central bank foreign exchange reserve, shared by Louis Ogans, head of the global macro research at the JP Morgan again. As I explained earlier, today's discussion would be based on the some research and my own arguments. Okay. Now let's talk about what could be the causes and implication for this situation of the dollarizations. So we can say that broadly there are two main factors that could um, erode this, which is called as a जैसे धीरे धीरे नष्ट होना in Hindi, the dollar status. The status of dollar is not the same as it used to be, friends. So first reason we can say that the first factor that includes adverse event like tariff shock, retaliation fear, Russia Ukraine, Israel Hamas war, market volatility, currency and asset pressures, decline in the asset value, and which mainly undermine the perceived safety and stability of the greenback, that is the US dollar, friends. An ongoing US tariff policy could also cause investors to lose the confidence in American assets. And second, we can say that, friends, the second factor caused the positive development outside the United States that boost the credibility of alternative currencies. That is the Chinese economic and the political reforms, we can say that. And you could see this picture also. This is from the sense like your as this source I have taken from the JP Morgan IMF. This is the case of, that is the case 1962 to 2020 above. Okay, so that means dollar value keep on decreasing, and that is why we say that is a situation would not be normal for the US just by threatening the other countries in the name of tariff policy and the just financing the war equipment. The situation might be changed, and you could see this picture also. This is like a game. This Trump now becoming alone while Putin, Xi Jinping and the Narendra Modi. We can say that this emerging context has been changed. Now let's talk about what about the again the cases. When we talk about the bond market, the share of foreign ownership in the US, like a treasury market, we can say that has been declining over the last 15 years. And even though by looking at the trading economics, we could see here that is the yield, that is bond yield, US 10-year note bond yield, that is the 4.238. Still you can see this is the peak stage and this is declining stage. So that is the part of, and when we talk about the de-dollarizations is most visible in the commodities market, where the greenbacks influence on the pricing has diminished. We could link the concept of gold and the United States, US dollars. Okay, so that is the dollar. Gold itself is a commodities market investment alternative, we can say that. And then even though we say that we say as for like Natasha, head of global commodities strategy, JP Morgan, today a large and growing proportion of energy is being priced in non-dollar denominated contracts. That is the things. And despite dollarization in the emerging market, and significant portion of the country's bank deposit are denominated in the US dollars instead of local currency still today. However, we can say that China is the exceptional here. Its dollarization rate has been persistently falling since 2017, friends. So today I just discussed about the case of the reason behind the de-dollarizations, and is the US dollar losing its dominance? Obviously, yes. This is all about international trade and finance. Geopolitical situation will not be always the same. Situation has been changed. So that might be the threat to the United States just by imposing the high tariffs and other like military threats to the other countries. When other countries like we see that geopolitical equation changed, and that causes the reduction in the value of the dollar again, friends. Okay, friends, these are the things that I would like to share today. If you like this content, please like, subscribe, and also share my channel. That is the Finance Guru, Pawan Kumar Jha. Thank you all of you for watching this video. Please take care all of you. Thank you.